a business is something you can walk away from and it can still operate without you. Hello and welcome to Pillars of Wealth Creation, where we talk about creating financial success with a special focus on business and real estate. I'm your host, Todd Dexheimer. Now, let's get to it. Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Wealth Creation. I am your host, Todd Dexheimer. With me, as always on these Wednesdays, we got Matt Jones. Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Todd?
I'm doing just great, man. Just great. Boy, things are moving along. Love where the business is going. Just love the opportunity that we get to have. You know, we just had Thanksgiving and you know, now we're coming into Christmas and so this is the time of the year and into the new year. So this is the time of the year where I reflect a lot more and think about the awesome year that we've had and excited about the year to come. I was at church actually the other day, and the pastor was talking. I thought that hit home a little bit. He was talking about not looking into the future and focusing on today. I thought, wow, sometimes you look into the future so much and you want what's coming next, but you've got to focus on the present and what's going on right now and really pay attention to that. And you know, take the opportunities that are coming to you right now versus where you think things should be.
Yeah, that reminds me of the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Just, really focusing on the one thing that is most important and really accomplishing that well.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, cool. So Matt, what are we talking about today?
We're going to be talking about whether you should self-manage or hire a property manager for your properties and like when the right time is for which option.
Yep. So here's what I will say real quick, and then we can end and no. So real quick though, what are you trying to do with your business? Are you trying to create a business? And when we think about creating a business, we always talk about a business is something you can walk away from and it can still operate without you. So that's how you have to look at it. When you're setting things up, how are you doing it to where you can walk away from? Can you take a month vacation? Can you take a 3-month vacation? Can you completely walk away for 2, 3, 4 years? And what will your business look like when you come back? And if the answer is, well, I just can't do that, then you're not running it right. So that's what I would look at when you're looking at, should you self-manage or should you hire a property management company? What's going to allow you to operate your business like a business?
Yeah, I mean, that's a true test of leadership too. Like, how well does your business operate without you? If
Yeah.
everything, goes kaput like immediately, then you have not set up the right systems. You have not supported things efficiently enough to handle whatever it comes.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, so should you self-manage or should you hire a property management company? And there's not necessarily a right or a wrong answer. I think there's a right and wrong way to do it. Okay. So if you're going to self manage, that's okay. But if you're self managing, are you setting up systems and processes? Are you creating a management company or are you just self managing? Right? Are you just doing the day to day tasks? Are you the one running to unclog the toilet? Are you getting those, um, you know, daily phone calls, weekly phone calls? Are you doing showings? Are you running the property to take pictures and posting it on, you know, Craigslist and Zillow and stuff? What's your role? I think that's got to be the question. The other part is too is, Matt, I mean, where are you in your business?
Yeah, I mean, when I started out, I self-managed because I only had a few units, and for me at that time, it was the right move to self-manage, even though it was a giant pain in the butt. Self-managing does not bring me joy to my life. But yeah, like when I was small, self-managing, it allowed me to better understand what was needed from the properties for property management wise, and then I later hired a property manager, and it was a lot easier for me to recognize at that point what a good property manager needs to do to accomplish to run the properties well.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so I think there is some value in doing what you just said is getting your feet kind of in the door, understanding what needs to be done, understanding quite frankly, understand that you're not very good at it and that you don't get any passion out of it. So for me, look, I want to run a successful business. And so how am I going to run a successful business? Well, for me, it's not property managing. Because if we're in charge of property management, we're going to be doing a poor job. I remember talking with a gentleman, older gentleman, and he just couldn't believe that I was hiring third party property managers. He has like 1,500 units. They self manage all of them. And at the time, I probably had 700, 800 units, and I had a third party property management company managing all of them. And he was just floored that I was doing that because there's no way that third party property management could take care of my properties better than I could. And they don't have the same passion for my properties as I would. And that was his justification. And what I said to him is, I am terrible at property management. I do not do it well. I do not serve my residents the right way if I do property management. And so, do I care more about my property than the property management company? Yeah, I probably do. But do I do a better job managing that property? Absolutely not. And so I hire property management companies because I care about my properties. I I don't do them myself because I care about my residents. I want professionals that know what they're doing, that can provide proper training to the staff, that can hire the right staff, that can have good systems and processes in place, that can really truly take care of my residents.
Even though you are hiring third property management, you're still paying attention to what they're doing, how they're performing, and you're
Yeah.
ready to correct, how they're doing things if needed or replace them.
Yeah. And look, I mean, this gentleman has 1,500 units. That may sound like a lot to some of you who are listening, but the property management companies that I hire have 8, 10, 15,000 units or more that they manage. So when we look at scale, they've got regional property managers. They're regional managers. They've got their their teams in place. They've got whole training systems in place. They've got a big support that's going to allow them to do a lot more better than what I could do with just my, you know, 1,500 units.
And I would say, if for those of you who are self-managing, you don't have to like reinvent the wheel and try to figure out everything on your own. Other people have written books about how to effectively properly manage it, and you can take classes and training and such. So, I find like when I was self-managing, it was a better idea to not let the residents know that I was the owner as well, but rather I was the property manager. So I have this, book on policies. And so when the residents are asking like, hey, can I do this thing differently? Or can I pay rent late?
Right.
Then I can go back to my book of policies and like, oh, the owner says we got to stick to these policies and these are the rules to live by. And so then residents are more willing to follow those rules.
Yep. Yep. I agree. Run it like a business. If you're gonna do it yourself, don't run it like it's a little hobby.
Mhm.
It might be okay with the right resident, but you get a couple of the wrong residents, and it's just not going to go very well once you make it too personal. So run it like a business. It is a business. If you're going to be a property manager, if you're going to in-house property manage, in my opinion, you should just view it as a second company. It needs to be a company on its own. Quite frankly, it should probably actually have its own, be its own LLC. Actually take a fee from the property, actually truly run and operate like a property management company runs, because that's really what it is. It Property management is not investment and not investing, right? It's a part of running the property the right way, but it's not investing. It's it's running your business, it's operations. So it should be separated.
Exactly.
You
You're
know,
working. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I mean, in my assisted living, we have the operations and we have the real estate. And it should be the same in multifamily. It's just we only have a couple people that are working at the property, so we have less payroll, but it should be operations and it should be real estate. It should be the same way. The management is your operations.
Yeah, I think it's the difference between working in your business, in the nitty gritty day to day operations versus working on building your business to be bigger and better.
Man, I remember back when I was self managing everything, and I wasn't really running it like a business. I would have my residents would come to my house, knock on the
Hmm.
door, and to deliver cash. And the last time that happened, my wife was at home and I was not home, and a resident knocked on the door to give my wife cash, and she was so uncomfortable with it because they're handing her, you know, I don't know, $1,000 of cash at her own personal house, and she doesn't know these people. She's never met them before, and they're giving her a big wad of cash. So she's like waiting to get robbed. And so that was the last time I allowed a cash payment. And that was the last time I allowed somebody to knock on my door. From then on, we changed our address to a different business, different location, not our own house. And very as quickly as we could, we switched over to now it's we don't even take checks anymore. It's just all online payment, all ACH online payment. But it's just a lesson of run it like a business. It's not a hobby. I don't care if you self-manage, but if you self-manage, it's totally separate from your real estate investing. Get yourself in the managerial position of the management company. Be the leadership role of the management company. Hire the right people to be in the right spots, right? Hire a leasing person, hire a maintenance person, hire a bookkeeper, hire the right people so that you aren't doing the day to day.
Exactly. I mean, like you said earlier, it just all depends on where your focus is. What's your passion? I mean, if you love doing the handyman type of work, then that's totally cool. If that brings you joy, then do that. But if you want to run it more efficiently, then like you say, run it like a business where you're the leader is the better option.
Yep, absolutely. Well, cool, man. Yeah, like I said, my property management companies, they do far better than I ever would. They care for my residents. Not that I don't care for my residents, I absolutely do, but I wouldn't do a good job caring for them if I was property managing myself. And so that's why I hire a third party property management company, because I do care about them and I want them to get good service. Versus, us doing it in house. And I just we're not paying attention to it. We're trying to grow our business. We're trying to continue to buy more properties. We're working on talking with investors. We're working on asset management, construction management. We're working on finding more properties, researching markets, paying attention to what's going on in the market, financing, all that kind of stuff. We can't handle every single last aspect of the business. And we decided to give up the operations, which is the property management.
I think when I first started out and I was doing the self managing, I saw the cost for hiring a property management
Yeah.
is like taking away
Yeah.
from the bottom line. But what I realize now is that it's an investment. I'm trading. The money that I'm paying the property manager is relieving me of the stress and worries and giving me more time, which is time is my most valuable resource right now. So it's much it's a great return on my investment to hire a property management.
Yep. Well, and I do the same thing, but then I look at because I'm not very because it's not a passion of mine and because I don't like property management managing, what happens for me is not only do my residents not get as good of experience, but I don't raise the rents like I should be. I have properties that sit vacant for longer than what they should when a turnover happens. Tenants get by with paying or not paying rent and finally getting evicted versus being right on top of it. So I find that, and I haven't done the exact math, but my guess is that me managing in house, uh, I'm not really saving money at the end of the day because the operations are just way better with a third party.
So that for you, it's a no brainer.
For me, it's a no brainer. Yeah, absolutely. So
Great.
Cool. All right. Well, Matt, I don't have anything else. Do you?
Nope, not for today anyway.
All right, man. Well, you have a fantastic rest of the day. Make every day Saturday.
Thank you. You as well.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you being a loyal listener. Say, I would love to have you go on to our Facebook page and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Go on to iTunes or wherever you listen and give us a rating and review. Don't forget to subscribe. But your rating and review just helps us push this out to more and more people and continue to grow our audience and hopefully positively affect a ton of people out there that really need this and want this. So the other thing I've got for you is a free ebook on my website. So go on to venturedproperties.com, and download our free ebook on real estate and on syndication. And I've got some data points in there, some really good stuff for you. So I'd love to have you take a look at that. It's free. I'm not expecting anything from it. And also, look, if you want some help in multifamily, want some help learning, growing, getting your business off the ground, I would love to talk to you about what it would look like to work with me potentially and see if that's a good fit. So you can go to coachwithdex.com and check that out, and we can definitely have a call. Thanks a lot for listening. You make it a fantastic rest of the day. I'll catch you on the next episode.